youngster, just after the war, when vintage lorries were mostly ex-military vehicles, till we started making new in the very late 40s, early 50s. And this particular lorry coming now was originally a little Albion tipper. WRA is a Derbyshire registration. It worked round the quarries round here with stone and all sorts of things until Jerry Mellor found it in very, very poor condition. 20, 30 years ago, restored it to the lovely colour it is today. It's been round for many, many years, affectionately known as the Governor. Now Albion were based at Scotstown in Glasgow. I was taken over by the Leyland group in the 50s and powered by Leyland's own engine. It's not an Albion engine in these, because in the 50s Leyland started to put their own products in. But it's a lovely vehicle. I've travelled with Terry some miles in it, and it wouldn't be Cromford Steam Rally without seeing that there. Thanks Terry, good selection this weekend. Beautiful looking train. Now I've got a love of Bedford, so when I told you about I'd spent all that money on headlights and side lights, that's what I'm talking about. This is a Bedford M-type with 1950s, straight 6-cylinder petrol, about 28 horsepower. Oh my, good pal Brian Carrington from down in Derby Way. These were one of the Rolls Royce of lorries, so beautiful and smooth, and the whine of, you've been in a Bedford coach and heard the whine of the gearbox, they're absolutely beautiful. I love them to bits. God bless you, Brian. I've noticed he's got his Bedford Driving Club badge on the front. God bless you, young man. Bless you, Brian. Well, you know, a good buddy of mine over in the far corner, he's come all the way from King's Lynn this weekend to help rally. I've known Jim for many, many years, and he is an absolute AEC nutcase, and I mean that. Fabulous, fabulous guy, but anything AEC. AEC is the Associated Equipment Company. They were based at Southall in Middlesex. Now, I'm fairly certain this has been re-registered at some time, because it's SSU, which is a Scottish plate, not a lot of them about. But it's, what a beauty. The four-wheeler AEC is normally known as the Mercury. This one, the earlier one, the Monarch. What a lovely thing that is. Absolutely not over-restored. Don't like chrome and all that sort of thing on commercials. Beautiful. Very nice, young man. Where you pick hitchhiker up from? Come on. Well, you know, I'm a bit of a nutter on railways as well. And did anybody know that 1968, 50 years ago this year, was the last steam service on British Rail? But not far from where this guy lives is a paradise for railway spotters. Up on the beautiful quarries up round Buxton, up round the Great Rocks area. And this, I noticed this thing knocking about in the field. This is you coming off the top of Fairfield there and seeing this. Now, an M-series ERF is quite rare. They're quite a wide cab, quite squat cab, and with a 180 Gardner in it. Now, the reason they've got a 180 in it, big engine is the 180. And you think, well, why would we have a big engine in one of these? Because a lot of the time, they do a drove-bar trailer behind them. That's why they needed the power. This is an absolute beauty. I saw it coming this morning with tractors on. Tracker, mate. Beautiful motor. Just you know something, Jonathan? I was just going to do an impression of an idiot, but you beat me to it. Oh dear. Now, you know, one of the things that I do like is to see lorries coming out in their proper period livery. Now, good mate George Wood found this Morris commercial up on the Staffordshire moorlands, rusted away, trees growing through it. And over the years, restored it to lovely, lovely commercial in the livery of Pine Coop and all sorts. What a man. Absolute beautiful. Been on the London Brine, and God bless you. Oh, what goblin. You're a star, George. Absolutely beautiful. This is one of the stars I told you about that you see on the front of magazines. national magazines, and look at that day. Oh, your membership to the fan club is free, George. Now, this particular lorry, I've had my eyes on this lorry for more than 5 years, because it belongs to HRBS, part of the Lockwoods group at Ripley. RCH is a Derbyshire registration, and it was silver and red for many years, working as a depot, and they decided to restore it. Now this is the last model, the E-Series is the last model that ERF made out of the Sunworks at Sandbach. This is the first time I've seen it since it's been restored, and I just love it to bits. God bless you, and thanks to Keith Sims and Rob Lockwood for bringing it. Love it to bits, it's beautiful. And when you talk about striking liveries when you're on the motorway, Lockwoods stand out like a sore thumb, don't they? Beautiful motors. God bless you. Well, this particular lorry, it stirs so many memories with me, folks, you wouldn't believe. When I first left school in '61, I worked for a short while for John Smedley's at Lee Mills down the bottom. And you would think, well, what the heck's that got to do with this? At that time, all the old Platts machinery was coming out and all the modern ring frames and twisters were going in. And this particular company, Westfield from Mansfield, they were the hosiery manoeuvrable people at that time. They've got a, in fact, Steve. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hand you over to a super guy. I'm sure you know this guy. Only trouble is he'll be celebrating in Shirebrook, he's not there. Pass you over to Mark Topley.
Good afternoon everybody, welcome to our tractor parade today. Got over 100 tractors coming around, chugging in and out. We're not stopping them to keep them moving. A very rare Garner tractor here, 1919. Henry Garner started importing these from the States about 1916. There's only 2 of these in Britain. This has spent 25 years of its working life running a corn mill down in Devon, I think it is. Derek's had this a number of years. Totally immaculately engine-wise, really nice. Petrol paraffin. Start it up on petrol and turn it over to paraffin once it's warmed up. Our theme this year is international, industrial or imported tractors. So we've got all sorts of different American and Canadian and stuff like that. We've got McCormick gearing. Then he just bought this about 6 or 7 weeks ago. Phoned me up, he said, what age is this tractor? I said, well, what colour is it first? He said, well, it's grey. So I said, before 1936, it's got to be a grey colour. After 36, they went on to red. 10 horsepower on the drawbar, 20 horsepower on the belt pulley. Again, 4-cylinder engine. Roller bearings inside of the engine instead of shells. So it's like a wheel bearing, if you like, on the crankshaft. First, again, McCormick gearing, totally original, 1530 this, so we've gone up a little bit in horsepower, 15 horsepower on the drawbar, totally original. Again, over in the States it would have been straight petrol, but over here they brought it back, it was petrol paraffin, twin tanks on top. Again, hard to move a tractor on steel wheels, it literally goes through the floor of the lorry or the trailer. So you've got to be very careful with loading those up. First to our little farm all A's. If you notice, the driver sits onto the offside. They call it cultivision. So the driver could see where the plants were more than where the wheels were. So it's got a little single furrow plough, Mantronic we call this. Literally you've got no hydraulics, you pull that lever which lifts and lowers the plough up in and out of the ground. The A-Series came out about 1940. They got the W4, W6 and W9. We've got a W9 coming along. This was a mid-range tractor, 40 horsepower. Again, over the States, it was cheap petrol in the 40s. They'd have run them straight on petrol. Immaculately turned out. That's the 10th one off the production line and its first time out. Henry Ford was an Irishman, emigrated to the States and made the Model T Ford. And then he thought to himself, oh, I can make tractors as well. Unit construction, where you've got your engine and gearbox all sealed up, not just getting involved. They made these from about 1917 up to 1929. Some at Manchester, some at Dearborn in the States. And keep it going, John. And 3-speed gearbox. You've only got one pedal on that. That's your push and brake on the same side. W9, they drink a little bit of petrol these, don't they? You'll get roughly 3/4 of a mile to a gallon on petrol. Much better on paraffin. You'll get 2.5 maybe. The smallest of the John Deere range was the H. They originally came out with the A's and the B's, and then they brought the G's out and the H's. 14 horsepower, little 2-cylinder again. Hand start these. You literally grab the flywheel. Inside there's like a finger holes, isn't there? What your fingers grip to, and you spin it forward. And hopefully on a nice day, she'll chug up. Nice to see, first time out again, immaculately turned out. You spent some hours in the shed with a paintbrush and keeping it all nice. Again, hand clutch, you've got a 3-speed gearbox, good to see. John Deere started making tractors, like I say, 100 years ago, and from 1960 they went from the 2-cylinder version onto a multi-cylinder. They started making them, like I say, from 60 to about 63, and then they brought the 20 series out from 63 onwards, and then some were made in Mannheim, in Germany, after buying the Lance tractor company, and this is about a 70s version. Now they brought the 30 range. Quite high up, the fuel tank's right at the front to put as much weight on the front wheels as possible. You want to keep the front end down. You can lift it, but if you can't keep the front end down, it's no good to you. So it's good to see that, nice and original. In the 60s we were mucking around with little 65s and David Brown 770s. In the States they were making these 4020s and 4010s, over 100 horsepower, flies along the road. The driver's got a flat floor, so there's no problems for his feet, good visibility, quick on the road, not bad, and the dealer parts are very good. John Deere, you can get the majority of the parts straight off the shelf. The parts backup is brilliant. They've got, I think, the best. And no wonder they're the worldwide tractor expert, aren't they, really? They've got some nice toys. Always kept out in the same colour. They thought the wheat was green were for the growing time, yellow was the harvest time. So that's the colour scheme they've always stuck to. And I can't think of another tractor manufacturer who's stuck to the same colour scheme off the top of my head. Nice to see that is. Do you think the dog's been doing that for a couple of years? After the 30 series, they went to the 70s and 80s. Power synchro, where you can just keep flicking the gear lever forward and it changes gear. A lot of hydraulic pressure, 6-cylinder engine in it, nice cab on it, and they've made even visibility. If you notice, the cab front screen sits there in front of the exhaust, so it doesn't blank any view. You can see all the way around. Started with cab, flexible mounting to get the vibration away from the driver. Because if you're sat in there for 6 to 10 hours plus, you want air conditioning, you don't want to be in a greenhouse, do you? But it's better than being wet. Kept going up inside. I said to a friend this morning I could do with a couple of steam engines taking off the low loader. One's 18 tonne, the other one's only 15 tonne. But I didn't tell him that, so I said go and clip on a couple of steam engines. So off he trundled. He came back, he said, what did you put me on? I said, well, I needed a big toy, so off he trundled. You've only had this for what, 5 months, something like that? 5 months, and I've already got him working for me, so that's good news. All your lights work, so that's good. Indicators, I'll do a full MOT while I'm here if you want. Even the whirligig's going. 140 horsepower, but you can tweak these by moving the injector pump, putting intercoolers, bigger turbos, bigger injectors, up to 200 horsepower. Quick on the road, and yeah, a handy little tractor. Keep that, I need that every year, alright. So we've gone from a little Model F, the H's, up to a all singing, all dancing, brand new one. What's this got then? It goes from 0 miles an hour, 0.1 mile of an hour, right up to 55 kilometres an hour. It's luckily brought up from RVT. They've lent us their little tractor for a weekend.
Number 6, right, the boat seat times, done by RP and H. James Smith. And I say, the original wagons were built by sandbags by Foden's. Seatights all were one of their best. 27. Now this is not a steam, it's a 16 David Brown tractor. Internal combustion, probably got a lawnmower engine in that, it's a rough guess. And we're getting a bit faster now, fine. Right, now we've got the Devonshire 16 model by the look of it. Nearly. The single crank compound bore. Single crank, just look at it's number 10 there owned by Mr. Turner Hobbit. Look at the front on of the steam wagon there, steam sketch, you'll see it there. Number 11, just going past, is another 4.5 inch seat wagon, owned by Mr. Smith, complete with a nice little trailer behind. Slow down. You're not at Lincoln now. Number 16, the Bristol bus. They're owned by Mr. N. Smith. 15 is the Scania truck, again owned by Mr. Smith. Seen these before, 2 or 3 rallies last year as well. Yeah. We have roughly about 13 miniatures here for you, ladies and gentlemen. 1 or 2 that haven't turned up, 1 or 2 that are extra to your programme. Little mule. Again, single cylinder engine. Actually looks like we have a little 3-inch, that one went back to 74. 3-inch bottle while look at it.
Oh, crying out loud. Now, a little bit like Bus Townsend, I like buses as well. And this is a Flaxton bodied Bedford. Beautiful little bus, and you would buy these things, you'd have a chassis. I know, how many of you can remember seeing the guy with a chassis cab with just an engine and a front truck, the wheels held the gun, driving the bus to the coach builder. Well, Flaxton's, Bugles, you name it, there were loads of them, Windover. This one's been restored totally by Balance coaches from Annesley Woodhouse, and it's got the old man himself, Graham Balance, driving it. Another fabulous restorer. Well done, Graham. Right, you're doing well, the lads. So your lads letting you have the toy? Absolutely. Oh dear, talk about memories, you know. I was born and bred in South Wingfield, just down the road. And anybody knows South Wingfield, the old B5035, there's a very sharp corner with very high rocks. And I remember as a 5 or 6 year old going to school, and one of these things come down with 3 guys in it, tipped it over in the middle of the road, they jumped out, tipped it back up again and scarpered off. Reliant made a version of this. This is the rally version. Nottinghamshire Edge plate. Ain't it brilliant? All little businesses had them, and this is what I was talking about. This is the period between the motorcycle and the car. God bless you, young man. You drive that on a motorcycle licence. Well, a good... I was going to say gentleman, but that would be stretching it a bit. But a great couple of friends of mine from down there, near the Black Country, one of the nicest looking lorries built. These first came out in about 1958. A petrol version, some of them. This one's got the straight 6-cylinder diesel engine in them. And Leyland Bedford missed a chance because these are a fixed cab. And if you look at that little panel behind the door, the little chrome handle on it, apart from the bonnet in the cab, that's the only way of getting at the engine. They were a nightmare to work on. But everybody loved them because of the room in the cab. And you ask the ladies that bought them for horse boxes after. Beautiful. Well done, Dave. Very nice. Good afternoon, sir. You been on the whiskey? Yes, I thought you might have been. Well, this particular lorry is a story in itself. Anybody knows Alfreton will know where Aldi supermarket and where the old, what used to be B&Q, wasn't it? In Alfreton, there was a big yard at one time owned by a company called Cundy and Stewart. And Cundy and Stewart were crane hire people and machinery people. And they bought this from the military sales at Ruddington, and ex-military obviously, they put it to work. It was on a hire to Birchwood Concrete at Summercote. Now Arthur Croft, who was Adrian who's driving, he was his dad, drove it for many years. And it sadly in time went to waste, and it sat in Birchwood Concrete's yard for many years. The kids had thrown bricks and smashed all the windows in it. It was a total write-off until Arthur begged and borrowed it and got it out and restored it to the lovely condition it's in today. This is not a lorry conversion. This is a purpose-built crane lorry because the chassis runnings are a lot deeper. 6-wheel drive. The Coles crane on the back's powered by a Ford diesel engine, and the height lifting capacity is about 6 ton on it. She's a beauty, absolute beauty, and I have no doubt in telling you it's the best restored crane lorry in the country, without a doubt. That's going to cost you. Absolutely. And if you want to see it, it lives at the same place as this one, the Midland Railway Centre at Butterley. This is again an E-Series ERF, the E16, 3-axle one, only single axle drive, and this was a tractor unit till it was converted to breakdown. Gardner engine, I think, that is it, John? Gardner engine in this particular one, and it's owned by John Cook. Absolute beautiful thing. God bless you, John. There's quite a lot of stupidity been going on just lately with the DVLA. They are now decided that vintage recovery lorries need MOTs, and it's causing a hell of a problem, but never mind. Now, the Bedford caused a stir, and Austin Morris wanted to get in on it, so they brought out the Austin K4, which everybody called a Birmingham Bedford, to be honest, but then they brought out the Lone Star. Lovely little lorry, again straight 6-cylinder petrol, beautiful thing, very, very comfortable, not fast, but you don't want to be going at speed with a lorry, and again turned out in what should be called carmine and cream. That's the official colours for the British Railways. Wonderful young man. Don't do another thing to it, it's how it should be, a working lorry. God bless you. Saw it last night and I thought, what a cracker. Beautiful. Just how it should be. Now, in the mid-60s actually, Scania Varbis broke into the British market and they practically destroyed it. Volvo were not far behind. The 82s, that didn't really come over here, but the F88 and the F86 came over here, and look at that. There's not many of these about, because believe you me, if you had a Volvo car, I'm a very, very big Volvo fan.
You've got hydro suspension on the front, you've got a DPF, diesel particulate filter, it runs on AdBlue, so you won't ever see this smoke or anything like that. A 400 litre fuel tank, so imagine filling that up every 4 or 5 hours. About 250 horsepower. Suspension cab, what else? Digital computer touch screen. You can literally just keep pressing the buttons. Gearless, CVT transmission, constantly variable transmission. Yeah, quite nice. So £120,000 it should be, shouldn't it really? All singing, all dancing. Rob luckily borrowed it for the weekend for us to get to John Deere theme. Talking Trundles and said this is a brand new one. Thank you for that, Rob. The B was the best-selling little John Deere in the 40s. Again, it's style version. It's a row crop tractor, so if you imagine you can go through all your wheat and potatoes and sugar beets or whatever you wanted. Your front wheel goes in one little crop. You can see all the way around it, quite easy. Very thin, narrow, only 2-cylinder. Because John Deere thought if you've got less cylinders, you've got less moving parts, so you've got less things to wear out. Again, hand clutch. From 1938, like I've already said, the style to change the version, they're more streamlined, and the steering was over the top. Even the exhaust and air filter is in line just so you can see better. Nice to see that. Next is my little pace eye. Again, it's the same fuel scheme. So it's got a 6.6 litre, 4-cylinder petrol paraffin, and what's she running like? Is she warmed up? Can we switch her over to paraffin, yeah? Yeah, she's not bad. I'll switch her over. So you've got a tap up, you've done it. So you've got a 1.5 gallon tank at the back. It usually uses that just to get here. And then Brian turned it over to paraffin, so as long as he turns it over 10 minutes before he wants to switch it off, run it back on petrol for me, it's easier to start. Hand start, there's no electrics on this baby. You literally swing it and up she goes. Usually the 3rd or the 4th click. So luckily it started up well today. Hand clutch again. Thanks for that, Brian. Now, tractor lads go over into the States and over into Europe. And 8 of us, I think it was, about 6 or 7 years ago, jumped in a little Sherpa van and decided to go to Tractor Mania in Toulouse in France. And where we were stopping was a little G. There was a barn next door to us. So we thought, what's in the barn? But we didn't go through all the brambles. So eventually the barn came up for sale, so we were in, like a rat. We were in there to see what was in there. And this actual tractor was sat in the same shed for roughly, what, 40 years we think? Totally original. Brought it back in an LT35 because it was an inch thinner than a 35. So threw it in the van, brought it back to Fox Bench, and then we got it going, didn't we? So we've had it going about 3 or 4 years now. This man still owes me a Caterpillar t-shirt. I keep telling you, because I don't get many clean days, and this thing squirted oil at me. So you still owe me a t-shirt, that. It's a V33 1929. Nice to see that, Chris. Rubber tyres haven't been invented yet. They haven't came out till 1933. So that's why it's on steel wheels. Talking about wheels, Alice Chalmers came out in, like I say, 32, 33 with Firestone tyres. They're actually aircraft tyres, weren't they? They glued the little rubber flat pieces onto the aircraft tyre. Instead of it being at 120 psi, they put them down to 12, and they thought, hey, this is a good idea. We can go across the roads and we can go home quicker. Then you can get a faster gearbox. This Alice B, made from 1937 on, 4-cylinder. Have you got the electric? You haven't got electric start on this. You're a brave man, you are. With mine, it will literally hurt your arm. This, I'd sooner swing mine than this, because these are a little bit temperamental, aren't they? If they go, they're great, but if they don't, you can swing them for hours. It's nice to see the little Alice Chalmers. Pearson, is it Pearson Orange? Pearson Orange, that's it, I remember that now. Zeta, Czechoslovakian tractor. This one's, the way they work the horsepower out is, the first 2 numbers are roughly the horsepower, so 47. 1 means it's 2-wheel drive, so if it was 47.4 it'd be 4-wheel drive, and the 2 at the end means the style of tractor, either a narrow or a vineyard or a normal tractor. If it's got an 8, I think it's got a special JCT, Zeta cab, isn't it? Square cab if it's an 8. Unusual thing on Zetas, they've got hydraulic brakes. That's one thing you always do on a Zeta, isn't it? You restore the brakes, because it's just like a car system. Everybody has to see the Barlow, Macclesfield, don't you, for all the bits. Again, they've got all the bits on stock. Nice to see that. When you think of car manufacturers, Lamborghini, they made tractors. Porsche, they made tractors. And we've got a Renault here, even though he's booked a Lance in, but I didn't want to tell him that, so he came past me. He brought the wrong one, which he booked in, but never mind, Joe, it's alright. Renault French tractor, again, totally original. Please don't paint it, leave it as is. Keep putting the oily rag on it. What is it, a 4-cylinder diesel, is it? 3-cylinder diesel. What's it like getting parts for these? Because I would have thought, not bad. Because 13 P3 in it, so 37 horsepower. 13 from, I've not looked around this, 13 from Peterborough. Came out with a P series in 32, which transformed tractors, because before that it was petrol paraffin, a little bit temperamental, but when you slide a P3 in, more reliable and less juice, isn't it? That's the thing. Thanks for that. MAN, a German manufacturer. You won't see many of these because there's only, I think there's one or two in Britain, isn't there, these? This gentleman bought it back from France many years ago. Pack of diesel, 4-cylinder, 40 horsepower. To get inside the engine there's a big inspection plate, which I think is a brilliant idea. You can get all the parts out without taking half the engine apart. 5-speed gearbox, again very rare, diesel engine. Good to see. Quick on the road as well, I'd have thought, because they've got the suspension front axle on it.
I only know of about 4, but what a beauty that is. Well done, young man. I take my hat off to people that, it's the same with cars. If anybody's got an Hillman Avenger or a Renault Dauphine, I really do take my hat off to you because you put some work in. Officially known as the rare one. Quite right to know, because it is the only one. It's built on a Leyland Tiger Cup bus chassis with a Leyland 350cc engine in it, and it's coach-built cab on it, and there were only ever 2 built for the Clayton DeWanda Brake Company to test brakes with. The other one was scrapped, this one survived, gone through quite a bit of restoration and a nice paint job recently, and has always hovered around the Burton Trent area for the last few years, but we love it up here. It's a cracking motor. God bless you, young man. Now, Ford were always trying to get into commercials and never really cracked it that much. The Ford Thames, they were always on the lightweight side, and after the D series came the Ford Cargo. And the biggest problem with Ford lorries was they just fell apart. Engines weren't bad, chassis weren't bad, but the cabs just fell apart. And to find a Ford Cargo these days, believe it or not, there's a 6-wheeler tractor unit working on hay and straw. I think it belongs to Mr. Riley up there in Buxton. But to find a cargo, you ask him to go and find another cargo cab if he has a problem. He'll not find one. It's so rare. But what a beauty. Well done, young man. What a cracker. Now, it just looks like that's nothing to do with Ray Brooks, is it? Has he? It's his motor, is it? I thought I recognised that. Belongs to a gentleman called Ray Brooks from up there in Stoke-on-Trent. Well, folks, I knew this moment was going to come, and it's not going to be easy. One of the things that I absolutely love about this hobby of ours is the friendship, the people. You will always hear me say, whether it's steam engines, Rolls-Royce cars or what, I don't give a monkey's what your exhibit is, the people that matter. My family originates from the Whaley Bridge, Chapel End Frith area. And I got to know this gentleman many, many years ago because his dad and himself for a while worked for a wonderful, wonderful Derbyshire company called Sam Longston. Any of you people that's into lorries will know Sammy Longston. And we kind of struck up a bond, I don't know how, but it just happened. Commentated at a show up in Cheshire a couple of months ago. And the guy came up to me and he said, "You Dave Whittle, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah. I've asked to give you a message." "What's that?" "Rocky. Paul Robinson is always known as Rocky. Rocky, I want you to know he lost his wife this week. I came home, devastated. I came home, I phoned him up on the Monday night. These guys on the show. Oh. And that, believe it or not, is an 8-cylinder Gardner engine in a Foden S80. Not many S8 8-cylinder Gardner. The cab was just sticking out the back of the cab. Now this load of reprobates have got a 1968 Mark I Transit. And if you see a Mark I Transit, they're worth a lot of money these days, a lot of money. This is, say, 68 is there. They live down towards Yam Yam country. Anybody over there?
Great Fergie.
Well, before I pass you back to Mark, one of the things that you've heard me talk about is we like to try and encourage youngsters as much as we can. And tractors is a fantastic way of getting youngsters into engineering because they're relatively cheap. You can pick up a decent tractor, reasonable. On a Great Fergie, you can buy all the bonnets and the wheels, you can still buy all parts for them. And this young lad, Fred, 12 years old. His dad bought this tractor. How long had it now? About 10 months. And they spent all winter at his uncle driving it, because he's not old enough to drive it. It's your brother. Oh, we'll say it's his uncle, that'll make him look older, won't it? That's his uncle. It could be worse, that could have said your granddad, couldn't it? He spent all winter with his dad restoring this tractor, and his dad says he's doing up his knuckles, the bone, rubbing it down. Now, what age does he have to be, Mark, before he can drive a tractor? 16. Will it be finished? Well done, young man. Yeah, Mark. So, you'll see, folks, this is what youngsters can do. No more sitting with that little box in front of telly.
Done a cracking job on that, little 6-bolt Fergie. Good to see. Harry Ferguson started making these on the 6th of July 1946 at Banner Lane, Coventry, and it transformed tractor driving. Hydraulic system on the back so you can lift it up. This is a special one to me. We've been on this site for about 28 years, I think it is now. And every year I used to come and see this tractor. It used to be the hedge bottom behind where I am at the top there, and it got slowly into the ground. And when the wheels went past the mud, I thought, we're good, but we're not that good. So Doug decided to drag it out one day, and he literally rebuilt it, haven't you? Same engine, same gearbox, same back end, but completely full of water. So it's good to see. About 4 years now you've had this up and running. Just shows you the technology in the 40s and 50s. You can leave it since what, 1963 I think it was, parked up over there, and that's now back up and running. Good to see. Thanks for that, Doug. We've got off the Cromford tractor going round Cromford Ring, haven't we? And we've got girl power on the ladies Ford Dexter. Matty Ferguson brought the 35 out, so Henry Ford has got to bring something out to be up against the little 35. Instead of it having a Perkins P3, Ford said, well, we'll get the castings made at Perkins, but we'll fit all the engine parts ourselves. So that's why it's called an F3 in a little Fergie Ford Dexter. You've got to be careful with gear linkage on this, haven't you? If it's got any wear, you get 2 gears and then you can't move. Good to see. But Pink Power, there's a lot of girl power bits for charity, road runs and stuff like that. Good to see. Again, back to our little grey Fergie. Got a little transport box on the back. This can be transformed into a wheelbarrow. You literally drop it off the links and put a wheelbarrow conversion kit on it. Part of the 120 different implements that Harry Ferguson came up with. This one's a straight petrol. Came in at 11 o'clock on Friday night. Had a little bit of problem with a battery. Dropped off at a petrol station and then it wouldn't start. But I saw you coming in with the lights and I thought to myself, good on you, at least you came in. Harry Ferguson didn't really like diesel engines, but unfortunately David Brown had brought out their diesel engine in 1949, so after 51, the Standard Motors engine, they decided to put a little 2-litre 4-cylinder diesel engine in their grey Fergie. Cut the fuel costs by 2/3. They made 517,651 of these in the 10 years, 3 months at Banner Lane, Coventry. You've got the Lucas battery covers on the back of that. It's nice, that. What? 61? What? These? 51. 51 these came out, don't you start? Yeah, again, you can buy the majority of the bits straight off the shelf. In fact, I think there's more dealers now than there were in the 40s and 50s. Good to see. Yeah. Massey Harris, a Canadian company, merged with Ferguson in 53, and that became Massey Harris Ferguson. Then after 64, they decided, 57 I mean, they decided to drop the Harris bit, so that's how he came to Massey Ferguson. Massey Red from the Massey Harris age, and then Ferguson with the Fergie Grey. I'm not used to seeing you on a 135. Usually got a little 35 and you come trundling on it behind. After 1969, because I'm sad, I know it's got a straight axle. That's how, the quick way I know it. You didn't know that, did you? If it's got a bowed axle like that on your other one, yeah, that's up to 69. From 69 onwards, they put a straight axle on it, so a bit more suspension. So it's got a 35. From about 1960, they came out again with the P3 engine, about 40 odd horsepower. We've got 6 speeds on this instead of 4 on the little grey Fergie. So we've got high and low ratio, 3 speeds in each. Quick on the road, and that was one of the best-selling tractors for Matty Ferguson in the late 50s and early 60s. Got a little transport box on the back to shift your milk churns and your hay bales and straw around. Nice to see that. What are you doing on that? You should be driving.
Off Walt, he's got the first refusal. And it's still throwing out smoke rings. Beautiful. These are the tractors with the light haulage of their day. And they could get a good turn of speed up. You know, when I'm talking good turn of speed, I'm talking 5-8 mile an hour. And it is on rubbers, which means it does knock your teeth out when you're on the road. You get on the road with a straight vehicle, your teeth rattle, believe me. Especially if they get in sync. Next in is another Fowler, Showman's type tractor, built in 1928 as a DMV road rower. It's carried the name Undaunted. It now is a Showman's tractor, as you see, and carries the name Little Dawn. Owned by the Steels family. Showman's vehicle plate that was called they loaded around from fair to fair. When they got there, they wanted electricity. Look at the front of the tractor there, you'll see the big generator, dynamo, whichever you want to call it, and that was what was belted up and provided the pair with the power. Next we have James Ragsdale with Invincible, the Garrett. 100 years old this year. Manufactured in 1999 in fact, and it's 100 years. In 1956 it was Arthur Wedgwood purchaser. I named it. No, wrong one. Someone moved it. Here we are. It was found in many pieces by David. If I'd gone by my own note, that would have been better. But we'll see. Andrew, there's Mr. Martin. I've seen that many times in 2 or 3 magazines. Slow down. Number 28, they're going past the Fowler DNA roller, new to Durham Brothers of Thetford. It's the first outing for both since it's been renewed, it's been restored there. Johnson family next with the DG for number 24, as you see they've been held there. From by Mike Johnson, new to Cambridge University Town Gas. Finished work in the 50s, scrap town 5. Present owner, and rebuilt over 6 years. Travels all, as you can see on the back, travels all over the country under its own steam, complete with the caravan on the back. These are the people, right, another one now, but this is not from round here, this is from Gosport. It is HMS Sultan. That's it, you go down there, it's the Institute of Marine Engineers. We'll get them out around it. That's come up today. See us from down there. It's 88 years old, this particular Super Sentinel, 1930 vintage. First owned by W. Brown of Ipswich, and later with Wingham Engineering. In 1960 it was on permanent loan to HMS Sultan in Gosport for major restoration. And all work is done by the Sultan, I want to say sailors, contract cadets. God, my brain's in neutral. Next, Mr. Lithgow owned Winnie, the Foster, looked after by the Muston family. The Foster agricultural engine, you see here, single cylinder, was used once. This is double crank compound, but it's used twice. Built by Fosters of Leeds, and again an engine that can be put up to anything you want to if you've got a belt with it.